Hi, Rockies again. In the last few weeks, I anticipate number of projects talking about the managed services. So we got some partner, and actually they need to sell our product in terms of a surface package, other than just direct selling the product. So this week I'm going to share a little bit about the concept of managed services and how we are going to make this success. So this is a very general topic, but I would like to view this topic from another angle. I try to explore the relationship between three major players in this managed service business model. Talking about the MSP, we are talking about the managed service provider who provide the overall solutions to the customer. And also, I want to talk about the technology supplier, how it related to the managed service provider and the user. And of course, the relationship is a triangular relationship, but actually not very complicated. When I explain point by point, then you can understand which are the important things. So to start with, I mean like a technology supplier as a vendor or a user is very easy to understand. For MSP, here I copy an explanation from a Gartner report glossary regarding a managed service provider. Actually, an MSP is a provider trying to deliver the services such as like a network, application, infra, security, anything, right? Via their own administrations, either on-prem or either off-prem in the MSP data center. So this kind of business model during the last 10 years become popular and popular because the key point is if a customer, if a user, they want to build a very comprehensive operation center to manage all their ICT resources or whatever. This take a very high cost to maintain by themselves in order to maintain the expert or whatever. So the MSP becomes a more key player in that particular area because they can do as like a service provider to gather most of the key expert professional people to support more users at one time. So to move on, let me introduce about this triangular relationship. So here, as I mentioned, this session, I would like to explore more detail about the MSP, the user, and also the vendor relationship. Let me talk about the MSP and user first. Here, when the MSP talking to the user, most of the key points need to come to the deal, need to make the business model success is about the contract terms. Normally, the user behavior is from like a buying model, and right now they are changing to the OPEX model. They are looking for a service provider that they can provide them all the required services by like a monthly expense. Then, as a company itself, it doesn't have a very high CAPEX cost influencing the account book. So in terms of the operations, how the MSP develop a very effective daily operation with the user. Because as an MSP, they are service provider. They try to build a model for different users. And this is a challenge because different users will have their different particular requirement. How flexible the MSP operation model to support the daily operation with each single user is a big challenge. And regarding the service level commitment, since like a different user in different industry, in education, maybe the service level commitment may not be that high comparing to the finance industry. So this part, okay, is also a challenge to become MSP and user have a very successful business model because the MSP need to maintain a very flexible infra to support different customer expectation. And also as an MSP, how they attract, how they make the user believe they can support them. And they need to show them, they need to show the user the facility, the infrastructure that they can support the user, the expert they have, and also the facilities. So all these are the critical success factors that can be seriously considered between the MSP and the user. When we think about the MSP and the vendor, so normally the MSP need to inherit all the skill set from vendor because the MSP need to deploy different technologies, okay, in terms of a service contract with the user. And also the MSP need to maintain a technical expert to troubleshoot from a system or solution point of view, rather than a product point of view. And sure, in order for the MSP to support the user, because they need the vendor to support the technology and the product and the solution. So the back-to-back service agreement with the vendor is very important to make the contract between MSP and the user work and function. So also the MSP has a very high expert skill to integrate of different vendor technology to come up with a solution to provide to the user. So you see here, MSP play a very, very important role to make the managed service business success. How about the relationship between vendor and the user? Actually, when we go to the managed service business model, somehow the vendor and the user has some relationship already. Likely, the user need to endorse a technology, okay, within their corporations. So a lot of the vendor will provide and propose different kind of technology, and this must be endorsed by the user. Otherwise, the MSP, if say I propose something and the user not endorse, it will be a big challenge. So that's why most of the time, the vendor will direct touch with the user. Sometimes, okay, the user may expect the vendor direct support also, because the user, when they deploy the technology, they think the MSP may have a little bit limitations in terms of accessing the R&D resources or driving the vendor support. So from time to time, the user may get vendor support directly, and also the user to develop their business, to think about the strategy. They always want to get the latest technology trend from the vendor. Like the banking and finance, right now all the finance industry talking about the ABC, the AI technology, the blockchain, cloud computing. In terms of like the education market, the education user, they are also looking for very innovative Wi-Fi solutions, talking about the smart campus. So all these type of technology, they really need to listen from the vendor directly, because the vendor is the frontier of all those technology development. And finally, the user always expect, okay, the vendor support for the proof of concept, the POC, because whatever user they want to develop or deploy new technology in their business or in their corporation, they need the vendor to show directly rather than going through the MSP, because they just want to test without any cost and then get the vendor support. I think for this kind of activity, the MSP may not be a very good position to do a lot of the POC things. Instead of the vendor can cooperate with the MSP or direct work with the user to provide the proof of concept. So this is the sharing of this week. Thank you for listening. Bye.